Laird Care McAllister squeezed his stallion's reins and bit his tongue to stop himself from yelling at the men on horses and on foot around him to pick up the pace. A pack of bloody turtles! 'Twas a possibility he might grind his teeth to nothing by the time he and his foster family arrived at Gavin's castle later on this afternoon. War was a long and bloody business, and he'd been chafing to return to Isabel ever since the battles at Clan MacIntyre and Clan MacColl had ended. Fortunately, they'd overcome Castle MacIntyre without too much trouble, because so many MacIntyre warriors had been killed during the botched attack against Gavin's clan earlier in the year, and when Care and his allies, 6 strong lairds and 1,500 men, arrived at the MacColl castle, the clan pleaded mercy before the first arrow had loosed. The only death had been the execution of Laird Boyd MacColl, Deirdre's brother, and not because he was their enemy, but because he was the worst kind of degenerate who preyed on defenceless girls. He'd been hanged by his brother-in-law, who was now Laird, before they'd even arrived. His clan did not mourn his passing. Care's only consolation was that Gavin was anxious to get back to Deirdre, and he didn't hide his frustration one bit. Nay, his foster-brother had groused about their slow progress almost the entire time, which, of course, had made his other foster-brothers, Darragh, Lachlan and Callum, all lairds of their own clans, go even slower. Or maybe it only seemed that way because Care itched to race back to Isabel's side. Winter would be upon them soon, and unless something changed, he would be back with Clan McAllister in his castle, while Isabel stayed at hers. It would be 5 months before he would see her again. 5 months of her possibly meeting someone else, and maybe even falling in love. It was a risk he took every time he left her alone, but he knew Isabel wasn't ready for him yet. Or maybe he wasn't ready for her.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.